Hi guys, it's Heather from heatherchristo.com, and today we are making grilled skirt steak with a cilantro slaw. This is one of the easiest and most loved weeknight grilling recipes that I make during the summer. And then it's also amazing for entertaining because you'll see how easy it is. You can make it in huge batches. Let me show you how we do it. You want to start by making the cilantro sauce that is not only going to marinate the meat, but also will be the dressing for the slaw. So it's a very garlicky because we want lots of flavor. I've got 4 cloves, and then I'm gonna use a large jalapeno. You could definitely also use a serrano if you like it super spicy. And then I'm gonna use this lime, but I'm gonna do the zest also because I always think the zest has like the very most flavor. So I'm gonna lightly zest 2 limes and then I'm gonna juice them. I wanna push on these limes to make sure that they're gonna be as juicy as possible, and then slice them in half. This makes my life easier. So the acid in these limes, when it's marinating the meat, actually like really tenderizes the steak. And because we're using skirt steak, which can be kind of a tough, cheap cut, you want some kind of acid like lime juice or lemon juice or vinegar that's gonna help break it down a little bit and keep it tender. Okay, so now I'm gonna add some kosher salt, and I'm gonna add, let's see, 1 bunch of cilantro minus the stems, and then add a generous amount of olive oil. You just wanna puree until smooth. Okay, once it's nice and smooth and green, I'm gonna set this aside for a minute and get this steak ready to marinate. This is just a cut of skirt steak that I'm gonna show you. It's typically sold folded in half like this, and then you'll see that it's actually a really long piece. And I like to just put it into a Ziploc bag to marinate. With clean hands, you just wanna take a good sized pinch of kosher salt and put it into the steak. And then I'm gonna take half of this sauce and then pour it directly into the bag and reserve the rest. So I'll take this and make sure that I get the steak really well coated. If you're worried about your Ziploc bag, double it up. Now we're gonna do our slaw. In here, I've got actually like about 8 cups of cabbage. Half of it is green cabbage and half of it is purple cabbage. To that, I'm gonna add 1 bunch of roughly chopped cilantro. And then this is just 1 bell pepper thinly sliced. Now I'm gonna add my cilantro sauce. And this may seem light on the dressing at first, but if you let it sit for a little while and then toss it again, it will be just perfect. While I'm tossing, I'm gonna turn on my grill to high heat. I like to add a sprinkle of kosher salt that will also help soften up that cabbage. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside to kind of steep in the cilantro vinaigrette, and we're gonna go ahead and grill our skirt steak. Okay, so we're ready to grill. I actually pulled out a steak that I've been marinating for 24 hours, so it should be incredibly tender and flavorful. And then I also sliced 1 lime in half, and I'm actually gonna grill that just for a nice presentation and it's a little extra flavor if somebody then wants to take the grilled lime and squeeze it over the top of the salad. So I just have my grill back here that I started on high heat and now I've moved to medium high heat. Skirt steak cooks really quickly, which is awesome. So you just need about 2 minutes on each side, and then we're gonna let it rest afterwards. And now it's time to plate everything up. So the first thing I'm gonna do is put a hefty portion of this slaw down in the serving bowl. And then we're gonna carve up the steak and garnish with the limes and a few fresh flower petals. So a skirt steak, because it's so long and you wanna slice it against the grain, I typically slice it in half, or you could even do, in thirds or in quarters. And then you'll take the piece of meat and slice it against the grain. And I like to do it on a bias so you can see what's happening on the inside. And remember, this was just 2 minutes on each side and then letting it rest. It's perfectly cooked. And then I'm gonna put these little grilled limes in here that people can use to squeeze over the top. And these are just some little golden oregano tips and marigold blossoms for color. Okay, get ready to have the most delicious steak salad. It's grilled skirt steak with cilantro slaw, and it's gonna be a new family favorite. Head on over to Heather Christo for the full recipe.